Christ held me in his arms and gave his love to me. Yeah, gave me my heart's desire. His love enfolds me. His love protects me. And I'm so thankful. Now I am his. If time would stand still and keep me here this way, you know what? Lord, I'll be satisfied just being here with you. Lord knows you set my heart on fire, 'cause I know you're here. My body and soul belong to you. Lord, I'm so thankful that I am yours. I'm praising God all the time. Praising God, oh, why? Yes, I belong to you, and you belong to me. Yes, we're together. If that's enough for you, it's enough for me. If time would stand still and keep me here this way, you know what, Lord, I'll be satisfied just being here with you. There's no explaining the love we share. It's just between us two. I can't stay away from you. You won't stay away from me. It's where I belong. And right now, I'm praising God all the time. Praising God, oh, why? Yes, I belong to you, and you belong to me. Lord, we're together. If that's enough for you, it's enough for me. And I just want to sing, I'm praising God all the time. Praising God all the while. Yes, I belong to you, and you belong to me. Yes, we're together. If that's enough for you, it's enough for me. Can I testify? I'm praising God all the time.
Well, a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. We are streaming on Turner, Mixcloud, TuneIn, and YouTube. Also, Facebook Live. Guys, please share this page. It's a very important topic today. It's a beautiful day today, though it's not too sunny. But can you believe what a week it was with the flooding and so on? People died in the hurricane. So a sad story. We want to, on behalf of the Ken Rampersaud Show and on Island Zone Radio, we want to wish the family our deepest sympathy, and we hope that God find a resting place for all those who have passed away, so they could find a resting place. Today we have a very special guest in studio. Charles is my friend. We worked together for the past 11 years, over 11 years. And like I said, I really do consider Charles a friend. You know, Charles is an office manager. He's a survivor of COVID-19, and he had a heart attack in 2018. His father is also a cancer and triple bypass survivor. His girlfriend Lisa is a big part of his life. Isn't she lucky too? He's a good guy. He has one brother. I know that they are very close together. He and his brother always go on vacation together. Has a strong belief in his higher power and a spiritual connection. He lives a humble and a simple life, absolutely. And when I say that I know Charles, myself and Charles used to work many years ago. We share coffee together. He will buy coffee for me. I will buy coffee for him, and so we shared a good friendship. And that's why today I thought this week, you know what? Let me bring him on the show to see how we together we can educate the public about heart attack. So, Charles, I want to say thank you very much and welcome to the
I
show.
definitely appreciate coming on, Rampersaud. And it's always a pleasure to have our little chats. We have conversations all the time over the years. So, this is just a natural thing for us to do, to share and try to help somebody and share some of our life experience.
It is so true. And Charles, I forget to tell you guys that as the office manager, if we have problems with the phone, we call Charles. If we got problem with the computer, with anything, whatever is not working, we call Charles. We get a flood, we call Charles. Anything, and he could do a lot of things. And I'm certainly sure that I was telling him today I'll need to bring him on to do another show with him, how to deal with difficult bosses, because he knows exactly what it is and how to deal with them. A very smart guy, and that's one of the things that I admire about him. He's being very humble. As we said, that Charles, to break it down a little bit, Charles had a heart attack, and also he suffered the COVID-19, and he's here healthy, and that's a good thing. He's alive to tell his story, and I'm so glad that I can utilize him. Um, so, Charles, welcome again. You know,
Thank you.
in the United States, someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds every year, and about 805,000 Americans have a heart attack. Of these, 605,000 are the people who get the first attack. 200,000 happens to the people who have already had a heart attack, and one in five heart attacks is silent. The damage is done, but the person is not aware of it. And we can start talking about that, Charles. Um, as we were saying that people can get heart attack and they don't know about it.
Yeah, well, actually, when I had my heart attack, I kind of had a smaller heart attack 2 days before that I didn't consider a heart attack, but turned out to be a heart attack. I thought pain in my back, but it was going to my chest. And I kind of just avoided the situation because I really didn't know what a heart attack felt like. And what wound up happening is I really could have died from that because I didn't seek help right away and heed warning signs of a heart attack. Maybe I didn't have enough knowledge, is like, well, we're going to try to share. So, the warning signs. So it's pretty scary.
Yes. Let's say hello to some of our viewers here. And as soon as we come back, I will get into my question with Charles. We want to say hello to Mavis Kisoon, who is watching all the way from Toronto, Canada. She says, Ken, it's sad and heartbroken. My heart goes out to all those who suffer with the coronavirus and the flooding. Deo Moti, a very good afternoon to you, and thanks for watching the show. Bibi Ahmad is watching all the way from Guyana. Thank you. My beautiful wife, Geeta Rampersad, is watching. Eula Ramnarain, good afternoon. Shamisa Hussein saying saying a lot of love all the way from Venezuela. And I do love when I get my viewers from different parts of the world. Shanti Singh, good to have you on too, my dear. Let's see. Genevieve Singh, she said, good afternoon, DJ Ken, and everyone locked in at the Ken Rampersaud Show. Let's see who else we have. BBJ Baksh is watching from Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And I hope that you guys can continue to share the program so that people will know exactly what to do. So, Charles, tell me, you had a heart attack at a very young age. And while I was doing my preparation for the show, I was wondering to know why this happened at a young age? Was it because of your diet, exercise? Is it genetic? What was it?
Well, the surgeon told me two things. One, genetically, my body produces cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
It's hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
It runs in the family. And my doctor had warned me for a while that I needed to take a statin. And the side effects from the statin always made me feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just lied to myself and said I could not take the statin. I could exercise and all that's going to just make it go away. But it's not true,
Hmm.
because when your body continues to produce cholesterol, you need to be on some kind of statin.
Right.
So by not taking the statin, I conditioned my body to have a heart attack. And
Wow.
ultimately, I'm lucky to be here because my cholesterol at the time of the heart attack was over 360, which, like my doctor said, it's
That's
almost like you
high.
have blood in your butter in your arteries.
Really?
And it really was, the blockage was 90%. And there was another blockage that they didn't do anything. They didn't put any stents or anything, 60%. So here it is 3 years later. I take my medication for the past 3 years. Recently, I've been removed from my blood thinners, and my numbers and my blood cholesterol has come back great all the time. And a lot of that has to do with is I cut out fat, fried foods. I eat a lot of fish, eat a lot of chicken. I don't eat any red meat, no pork. If it's very incidental, if I do eat it, it's only because it's part of a recipe and it's very small amounts, but I try not to eat it. I've stuck to a lot of fish and a lot of chicken and a lot of vegetables.
So, Charles, how did you know that you were having a heart attack when this happened? If you can tell me exactly what was going on.
Okay, so the day of the heart attack, the big heart attack that I had gone to my parents' house. It was Mother's Day, and I was there also to help my parents out, put some lights up. So
Hmm.
in the process of lifting up the ladder and putting the lights up, when I put my arms up like this,
Hmm.
the pain in my chest was like a knife stabbing. It was one of them chest pains. And I came back down the ladder, and that was it. I couldn't sit, couldn't. In my mind, I knew I had a heart attack. My family was trying to figure out what was wrong with me because they earlier knew I was complaining. I said, a couple of days ago I had pain in my back, and that's when I went upon myself to go and look on our insurance company app that I had on my phone
Hmm.
and see where the nearest best cardiac doctors were, and that was Stony Brook. And instead of calling an ambulance, what I should have done, I had my girlfriend rush me to the hospital, and they didn't hesitate. In seconds, they took me in, and they just said, "You're lucky to be alive."
Yeah, I want to dig into that, not to dig into talk about that, what you just said there. But in the meantime, I see Bibi. Thank you, Bibi, for sharing that on my page. Guys, I know that Diane Madre is going up for looking fabulous at 40. And if you vote for her, go on her page and you will see if you vote for her, I think she's going to win a lot of money. I think it was $40,000 and a couple other more prizes. So go ahead, and I know Diane Madrid does a lot of work for children and for women, especially for those who have been abused and so on. So go ahead and vote for Diane Madrid so she can win this money. And I'm certainly sure that she will be doing a lot of good things with that money and to help women around the world. So one of the things I want to say, hi Dolly, good afternoon, and thanks for watching. So we were paying attention to what Charles was just saying. One of the things is that when you are getting chest pain, I hear a lot of people says that it's like an elephant on your stomach, an elephant standing up on your stomach. That's how the pain is. Another thing that I learned from Charles, what he's saying, and we all should pay attention to, is that when you are experiencing any kind of chest pain, you need to call 911 immediately, right? And that's what you didn't do.
Yeah, that was the mistake I made because I could have died. I might have not have made it, even though I was very fortunate.
And one of the thing is that the other thing is that when you call EMS and they take you to the hospital, it's a good thing because number one, they know the signs and symptoms of a heart attack. They will give you aspirin, one or two aspirin to drink to thin in your blood, and they will help prevent or cause less problems with the heart attack. So you want to call 911, and then they have direct access to the emergency. While they're driving to the emergency room, they're informing them at the hospital emergency room that I am bringing in someone with a heart attack. So they are getting ready at the hospital for you to go. So that's another reason why you need to call 911. Do not play. Also, that I know and Charles learned too, is that when you're getting a heart attack, you need to act very fast. You need to move, keep it on the move. You don't need to slow down at all. every second counts when you're having a heart attack because you can experience a lot of damages to your heart. Am I true?
Yes, my back of my heart was dying. Had it been a little longer, like I said, the surgeon said you are so lucky. They didn't. When I got to that hospital, they rushed me in seconds. I never thought it would happen that fast. As soon as I said the word heart attack, they had me on the gurney, rushed me right in for surgery.
Wow.
And it was so for me it was fast. For my girlfriend who was waiting outside in the waiting room, she said I was in there, 45, 50 minutes or whatever
Wow.
to get the blockage removed. And you're awake during the
Wow.
surgery. So the doctor tells you you're going to feel this release in your chest when we open it up with the stents.
Mm,
So the whole time you're actually awake during the surgery.
really? Are you,
Yes.
Charles, were you scared when they're doing all of
Oh
this?
my God. The whole
Talk to me.
thing was the most, my girlfriend at the time, she said, I've never seen you scared.
Really?
She said, that's the first time I seen fear in your eyes
Wow.
because I thought I was going to die. It felt like it was going to be over. It was amazing that I pulled through, and here I am.
That's right. He's teaching us and sharing his experience with us so that we can save other lives. Also, my sister is watching from Canada. She said, Charles, glad he's okay. Take care of yourself. And that's what we're doing today. We are teaching you how to take care of yourself. All right. Charles, let's talk about some risk factors. When we talk about risk factors, those people who are at risk for having a heart attack, people who suffer from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, people who are smoking are key risk factors for heart disease. Several other medical conditions and lifestyle choices can also put people at a higher risk for heart disease, including diabetes, overweight, and being obese, unhealthy diet, physical activities, excessive alcohol. And like Charles and myself were talking not too long ago, you can drink a little bit alcohol, but you don't have to drink the whole bottle. All of this together can cause you to have a heart attack, and you need to know exactly what's going on. So, Charles, since we're talking about risk factors, in your opinion, what were some of the risk factors that you had that you know of?
I clearly remember at the time of my heart attack, one was a lot of stress. I was
Mm,
putting a lot of stress on myself that normally I wasn't experiencing, and that's because a lot of responsibilities. At the time, my company was in a transition,
mhm.
and I was trying to help the transition process. So I was neglecting myself by not taking my hour walk at lunch every day and not taking a proper lunch every day. Started eating fried food, whatever I can get that was junk. And Rampersaud could tell you from when I first started working out, I was always into healthy and good food. And I had just turned that switch off by having that habit being broke of exercising every day, not eating the proper foods. I primed myself for a heart attack because I already had the genetics to produce the cholesterol. So on top of that, without the exercise and the walking and the eating proper foods, eating fried food is definitely not. And I was eating a lot of fried French fries, getting hamburgers, anything that was quick and easy, but making me very unhealthy. Prior to that, I would eat a lot of salads, a lot of fruit, you know, try to have the proper amount of vegetable balance, proper, proteins, not the fatty proteins. It's all keeping everything in balance. They say you got a physical, mental, spiritual balance, and we have to always keep them in balance because when we go too much from one to the other, that's when we start to fail ourselves and we don't take care of our own health. And if we don't take care of our health, that's our biggest asset in life is our health.
Absolutely. And some upper discomfort you will feel is that you feel pressure, tightness, heaviness, burning, squeezing or aching in the chest that moves to the arm. And I want to tell you that when you have chest pain, sometimes it radiates, the word is radiate to your arm. So you want to pay attention to that. Everyone experiences it a little differently. Women are more likely than men to experience some of the other symptoms, particularly pain in the jaw. And like I said, we are all different, Charles. Some people get pain in their jaw. And I'm sure you heard people say that.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Also, you can experience you may feel dizzy, lightheaded, and are extremely weak. You start
Hmm.
taking deep breaths and are panting for air, like when you're running uphill, but no apparent reason. Also, you get abdominal discomfort, heartburn, indigestion, and you can have some pain. One of the things that I've told people many times that, you know what, anytime you're having any kind of chest pain, you need to call 911, because the true story is that you don't know what's going on. A lot of people I heard says, you know what, my stomach was hurting, but this time it was their chest that's hurting them, and they need to go to the hospital. And so you don't want to be fooled and say that, you know what, I know someone who, my uncle actually, who was having a heart attack, and within a couple of minutes he died. He was having pain from the morning, and he was waiting for his wife to come home. Of course, when his wife came home, he found her died. So you know, I know you were diagnosed, like I said, at a young age, Charles. Um, you know, did you seek help? And I ask you back this because I want us to talk about this, that we can help our audience. When you experienced this chest pain, did you or did you not seek medical help at the same time?
The help came on the day of the heart attack. Prior to the heart attack,
Yes.
you know, a lot of the signs you just went through, some of those definitely
Really
I
to you.
experienced. And I think the first sign most people will notice when they're gonna or getting ready for some kind of a heart attack is when you do a simple chore like grab a couple of bag of groceries and you're trying to get back to the house, maybe a short walk that normally doesn't feel like then, and now suddenly it feels like work. Those signs are right there. But I was stubbornly ignoring all the signs.
You were.
I was ignoring the signs.
And that's why I'm here, and that's why I asked Charles, let us talk about this. Whenever you are experiencing a heart attack, you need to seek medical help immediately. You don't need to play. Call 911. If you barely got to able to grab your phone, call 911. Don't go and say you're going to wake somebody else up, or go call somebody else, because that's every second counts when you are having a heart attack. Also, Charles, um, let's see what else we can ask Charles. We also know that, and if you look at Charles, you would not know that Charles had a heart attack, because he looks so good, as you guys could see, and he's doing a lot of things for himself. Um, we also know that studies have shown that people live over 30 and 40 years after their first a heart attack, right? So I want to tell you guys that, yes, if you do the right thing, you can survive many, many years with a heart attack, right? So don't get yourself, oh my God, if I get a heart attack, I'm going to die, or I'm going to be sitting in one place. And one of the things I always say to, and especially among our Guyanese population, if people get high blood pressure, diabetes, or they get a heart attack, that means they have to sit one place and don't do anything. And that's such not true. Here it is that Charles here is a prime example, that had two heart attacks, had COVID-19, and he's living a quality life. He's doing all the right thing that he's supposed to do. And I want to go back in sequence how we can help prevent a third heart attack for Charles. And also, and I want to make this easy so that our audience, my viewers, can really learn something from this. And I'm going to help Charles so that we could tabulate this in an easy way, so that people can get it. I love this though. It's my nursing comes in, Charles.
Hmm.
um, so, Charles, no, we want Charles to not have a third heart attack, or we don't want somebody else to get a heart attack. Let's start. So, your doctor now starts you on medication. What are you going to tell people how to take their medication, and what? Go ahead, Charles.
You got to take your medication just as the doctor prescribes, and you can't stop the medication for any reason other than the doctor takes you off the medication. I'm taking medication I don't like. I took medication for the last 3 years I don't like. And you know what my doctor told me? He says, do you like living? Because you may get some side effects from the medications, but you are extending your life. You said you don't do what I'm asking you to do,
Right,
you're shortening your life. So you got to do what the doctor tells you. If he tells you to take medication, I could have avoided all this. I,
right,
I could have avoided this from ever having a heart attack. But at this point in time, I followed all the direction of my doctors, and I'm showing the success because my heart was cleared just a month ago. from the statins. The only thing I got to make sure is I continue to eat a good diet, continue to exercise, continue to take the statin and the low dose aspirin. That's what I'm taking right now to continue. And as Rampersaud knows, it's like clockwork. 12 o'clock, I'm going for an hour walk because I need to get exercise and I need to break that stress during the day. And that's part of my skill to keep myself from having another heart attack.
It is so true. But let's say hello to Sarita Jagrup watching. Priya Prasad is watching. Let's see, Rita, thank you very much for watching. Mavis said, thank you, Charles. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
Thanks for sharing your experience with. It's a great topic. And I'm a diabetic. I have a pacemaker, and I am 70 years old. So it's good. So glad I have young people and old people and older people watching my show. But she is 70 years old, young, and she does
70 young, yes.
70 young. And you would not believe it that when you look at Mavis Kisoon, she's always positive on Facebook. She's always sharing the show and doing fantastic things. Chandra Lal, thank you very much for watching. Let's see. She'll have a pleasant good afternoon. Let's see. So amazing Sunday to everyone. That yes. Today I'll be cutting my show a little short because they have a vigil at the lady and her son who passed away. So I want to go and bring you guys that live at 6:00. So around 5:45, I will stop the show, but we'll make sure that you guys get some good information of what to do and what not to do. Also, Charles says that he does stress. And what's some of the things that you do, Charles, in terms of stress?
Stress management is key, is to step away from it and give yourself the time to regroup and don't let it build up. So my stress relief a lot of times is to find somebody to talk to. And sometimes if it's happening at work, I'll walk out of the building, I'll pick up the phone, make a phone call, talk to somebody that's part of my circle of friends that I can just, unwind it, get a better perspective. Sometimes you stress about things that you have no control over, and you just have to let it go and do the best thing that's for you. And that's just to continue to do your job, or in life in general. We're all going to have stress. I mean, just look at the world right now. It's full of stress. As a COVID survivor, it's stressful every day because I care and love a lot of people and I don't want to see them get sick. So that's stress. You worry. I worry. My girlfriend is a type 1 diabetic.
Right.
So thank God at the time I got COVID, I was nowhere near that week because she was working a schedule that wasn't conducive to me seeing her. But we're both vaccinated, so now we feel, fairly safe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the stress is the biggest thing is exercise. You got to have exercise in your life. And you have to have people like even Rampersaud. If I need something to talk to, I can go to Rampersaud. Rampersaud, let me talk to you. And he'll, we'll have a discussion. And it could be something that's going on in the moment. And those kind of things, you can't bottle it inside. You can't bottle it inside. Stress will get you.
Charles is right. I always stop at his office, and even if I go for some markers or highlighters or whatever it is, he always have a lot of pens on his desk. So I go and grab a couple, 4 or 5 pens from him because I run through a lot of pens. I do a lot of writings. But yes, and one of the things is that why I told you guys I trusted Charles and why I consider him a friend, that anything I can go discuss with Charles, he always makes the time to sit down and listen to what we have to say, because he knows both of us, we work in a high stress area sometimes, and we need to share information. And Charles, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
We have Michael Nalini Naidu is watching. Thank you very much. Also, Charles, after one get a heart attack, you kind of get worried. What's happening? Did you ever go through any time where you were very stressed?
Oh yeah, listen.
Or depressed. Let's say depression.
In the beginning, was I depressed? I felt like my body failed me because I've been mostly a healthy person all my life. And when I had the heart attack, it really did. It set me back. I wasn't the same person for a while. Even my girlfriend, she had to put up with me because I think I was just so angry at my body. So yes, it was very depressing because you feel like, wow, everything worried you because you didn't know if you were getting better, if you were going to have another heart attack. You lived with a lot of worry. But now the time has gone on, and I've built up, and like I say, I go to the doctors for my regular checkups, and I keep getting good feedback.
Yes.
I don't feel as panicked. But let me tell you, once you have a heart attack, you never forget. And it's always in the back of your mind, because any little tweak or whatever, you
Yes.
start to wonder. But that's when you need to go see your doctor
Yes.
for sure.
Also, we have Priya Prasad is here. She said every day can be stressed. Only if we feel energy to it, change your mindset and talk to someone. Take a walk in nature. Charles does it every day at 12 o'clock. Sometimes my colleague will say, look, Charles going out for a walk at 12 o'clock. So, and I'm so glad I'm talking about this. It's the way that I wanted to go, um, so that I could educate our public, our viewers, and would stop all of this death that's going on. And you can prevent heart attack, as Charles is saying. Let's talk about diet a little bit. I know he talked a lot about food and the things that he eat. So, Charles, yes, you said you eat a lot of fish. Also, I want to add that which Charles does. He eats a lot of vegetables and fruits and so on. And these are some of the things that you really want to do. You agree, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And also I've added making sure I have my vitamin every day, because you want to get as much nutrients in your body, and just in case you feel like you may be lacking one of the vitamins, a good woman or men's multivitamin is perfect to supplement it.
Yes, yes. One of the things I know that people like to do is to eat a lot of red meat and a lot of meat and so on. Meat is good to eat, but you have to choose the meat that is good for you. Things like turkey and chicken is good for you. Red meat is no good for you. That's why your cholesterol go up. And go piggyback on what Charles was saying about medication. If you are eating a lot of red meat and the doctor puts you on a statin, which is thing like Lipitor and so on, yes, you could come off of the Lipitor if your doctor see that your blood work is doing good. So Charles doing a fantastic job now in eating right, eating properly. So again, you want to add a lot of vegetable and fruits in your diet. Stay away from the red meat and the pork and all these kind of things. Go for fish, mackerel, sardine, and all these things, and also salmon. I know you eat salmon, right?
Oh, I
We
love
talked about
salmon.
salmon
Salmon
before.
is like my go-to.
Also, I'm glad I have. Oh, my good friend Dominic is watching. She said, "Thank you, Charles. She is listening. I'd like to have her on. She is also a healthcare provider, respiratory therapist for many years. And like I've said, and I've never tired saying it, she has saved so many patients and helped them to regain. You know
Thank
what I'm
God.
saying? Yes. So we
That's
have to thank
beautiful to
people
have
for
people
like
like
her, right?
that. Yes.
Yes, and she's always positive. I don't know if she remember, but Charles, I've been very lucky, and I say this with a lot of emotions inside of me. I've been very lucky. Like people like you would say, I'm going to bring a coffee for you. I'm going to bring something for you. Or Rampersad, I'm going outside. Can I? I remember, and I don't know if she would remember, Dominic. One time I wanted to get the nurse's clogs. It was 100 and something dollars, and I said to her, "Man, I need to go get one of these things." And she always tell me, "It's comfortable. Go get one." Dominic, I one day if you remember, and she drove me from Harlem from 120 something street into like 50 something street to go get that
Wow.
shoes in her big Jeep. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? At our
Yeah. I
lunchtime.
mean,
So
it's a blessing to have people like that in your life. It really
yeah, so
is.
it's always good to have you on. And I see Guava Man is saying, he says, heart attack can happen to anyone, even those who live a stress-free life. Absolutely. Sports commentator and newscaster who looks completely healthy sometimes have heart attack on live TV. Yes, Jerry the King lawyer was
Yeah.
from the, and it's so true. And this is why I'm
Yeah.
glad the Guava Man says this. Listen, you bring up something that's important there. And Charles, you and I know that we work with people who have been sick. When when every time I hear someone dies of a heart attack or a sudden death, I get a little worked up, and I says, Jesus. One of the things you want to do is to make sure you go to your doctor, follow up your doctor appointment, and let it do your lipids and so on. And that doesn't mean that if you go to your doctor today, that means you will not die today or tomorrow. But if you do the right thing, that's the way to go. Let's see who
Sure.
else we have. Sita Sukraj is watching all the way from Canada. Good to have you on. Um, you talk to me about your girlfriend a lot of times, and I want I'm bringing in the different the components, what could really help us in life. It's always good to have people in our life who's going to be supportive to us. And I don't have to ask you, Charles, from your conversation. I know that you have a beautiful girlfriend who supports you. How important it is for you in your life?
Very important. She's my stability. To know somebody's there for you, is a key, because it's like you go through life with sometimes a few different relationships before you find that person that really cares for you. And she's been there every step of the way through my heart attack, through COVID. I've been dating her a little over 5.5 years now, and she's been every step of the way for me. And I try to be there for her.
Well, that's the way. Charles, you remind me. You're saying that. I don't know if where is Gita. But the truth of the matter is, Gita thinks sometimes I'm perfect too. If I get upset, she's like, "But why are you getting upset? You shouldn't get upset for these little things." But sometimes I get ticked off too. She, don't realize, and you may know that why we get upset sometimes. Let's talk about the flu vaccine. I know that you have not went and get your flu vaccine. What Good afternoon, Pam Mulchan. Thanks for watching the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio, guys. After today, you can find my show on Island Zone page. Please go ahead and like Island Zone page, so every time I'm on, you will be able to get notification when the show is on. And what I was going to say, Michael Nalini Naidu, thank you for watching. Um, the flu vaccine, you didn't take it. We know that studies have shown that if you take the flu vaccine, that it could reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and death in high-risk patients. Yet people are reluctant to take them, and I wonder why. What's the reluctance?
Okay, well, my reluctance has always been years ago when I used to take it. I always seemed to feel like I got the flu, even though they say it's a dead virus. I just always felt like I did. Again, that's not the right thinking. It's almost like not taking my statin, because it's preventative. It's to prevent you getting the flu. And I've learned through this whole process with COVID now with the vaccines, it's much wiser to just take the vaccine than take the chance of getting sick. And in my case, because I already have heart disease, possibly die from it. So this year, as I was telling Rampersaud, I haven't taken it in the past. It's been a very long time since I took a flu shot, but I will be taking it this year for sure.
Good, good. That's a good move. Rala Totaram, a very good afternoon to you. Also, we know that cigarette contribute negatively towards heart, stroke, a heart attack, and so on. We all know that. Also, we talk about alcohol. What's your take about alcohol?
Alcohol in moderation, a glass of wine, maybe you like a cold beer on a hot day. But if you because of what I do for a living, if you think you have a drinking problem and you start knocking down a few beers, you're just asking for trouble, because it's going to lead to damage to your organs, damage to you personally. And then, behavior changes. It's a fact. If you're drunk in your behavior. So my take on it, Rampersaud, is I used to be a drunk. I used to like to drink. I used to like to party because I thought that was the way to be social, but it's not. You can have a nice glass of wine with dinner, even two, in a social setting. And that's how I drink. I don't really drink anymore.
And I have to tell you that Charles, he could be our authority in speaking on this subject, because Charles deal with people who do drugs, who drink alcohol, who do heroin. So he get reports. He put in the reports for the state, and so he see exactly what goes on where we are working, how alcohol and drugs can really destroy your life and your family. So if you have any question that you need to know, that Charles and myself, we can try to help you guys. If not, we're gonna let's see if we can play another song, and when we come back, we can talk about his COVID experience, which would not take a long time. So let's see if I can play this music. Here we go.
Hold on one another. I love you, love of each other. Together as one. Let's dance together. I love you, love one another.
मेरे संग झूल रहा है, मेरी बाहों में जग सारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंद्रा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहो या चंद्रा, तुझे दीप कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा।
Let's dance together. And everybody dance together.
मैं कब से तरस रहा था, मेरे आंगन में कोई खेले, नन्ही सी हंसी के बदले मेरी सारी दुनिया ले ले। तेरे संग झूल रहा है, मेरी बाहों में जग सारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा।
You know, this week was my 57th birthday. I want to say thank you very much for my birthday greetings. Also, I know it's Charles' birthday. Charles, when is your birthday? 55 years old. So, Charles, happy birthday on behalf of myself, Island Zone Radio, and all of our viewers. Please go and give Charles some love and happy birthday.
आज उंगली ताम के तेरी, तुझे मैं चलना सिखलाऊं, कल हाथ पकड़ना मेरा, जब मैं बूढ़ा हो जाऊं। तू मिला तो मैंने पाया जीने का नया सहारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा।
Hold on one another. I love you, love up each other. Let's dance together. I love you, love one another. Hold on one another.
That's right, love one another. So, yes, welcome back. And I'm talking to Charles. Charles had a heart attack a couple of years ago. Also, he survived the COVID-19. So, Charles, how was your experience with COVID-19? I know both of us was diagnosed with COVID-19 last year, April.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, I thought the COVID-19 was worse than the heart attack, to
You
be
thought
honest.
so? Wow.
Very, very bad. It was very bad. I mean, you know yourself.
Right. So, as you were here, and we got about 4 or 5 minutes more to go, Charles, in terms of the vaccine, would you recommend people go get the vaccine?
100%. I've got my whole family's gotten it. You know, everybody I'm close to has gotten it. And, you know, being a COVID survivor, I had the side effects, but within 24 hours, it was like I was a new man. So honestly, I would not take the vaccine, even going through it, because it's like if you had some people re-experience, as my doctor said, that was a good thing. I had a good response to it. So totally get it if you haven't gotten it.
Yeah, and I see Baby Ahmad said, Kenneth, very informative program. And thank you for your guest, Charles, for sharing his experience. And I thought, yeah, I like it too. He did a wonderful job. And a lot of times, when I ask my guests, my coworkers, them to come on, um, I have to like, yo, y'all gonna enjoy this program. It's nice, it's informative. I make sure I set the tone for us to have a good conversation. And yes, last week guest, she's so happy that she got 1,700 people watch the show. And today, I'm certainly sure that Charles, he just said that he's had fun and he's enjoying it. So yes, guys, this show today is very important. Share it with your friends and your family. Know that heart attack, you could save your own self and save your family members. So, Charles, anything that you want to add about COVID or yourself?
I would just say, with the COVID situation, if you haven't vaccinated, seriously, I mean, people have the right to make the choice of what they want to do. But remember, your choice could be affecting somebody else. So I really believe protect yourself because you're going to protect everybody else you love if you do get vaccinated. And as far as the heart disease, just try to change your diet if you're not eating the correct stuff and make sure you get exercise. And the most important thing in life is find time for yourself, even if it's an hour a day to take a walk, because that hour is where you get to clear your head and just process your day even. You know, that's my suggestion.
Charles, and I'm glad you say this and you walk. And I tell people all the time, it's best that you walk. And why you walk and not run?
Because I walk at a very high pace, but the running part for me is because my knees are getting old. And sometimes I feel that bone on bone. I tried to run. I live by the beach, so I try to run on the beach sometimes.
Yes.
So I just do a walk fast.
Also, I want to say thanks to Bibi Ahmad for always making my poster to post so you guys could see what's coming up next. And I know that next week we do have a plan to talk about suicide prevention because you know what? Next week, the 10th, is Suicide Prevention Day, the 10th of September. So Bibi and myself will team up and we will talk about self care again and suicide. And so, we are about to finish. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Charles, I want to say thank you very much for coming today.
Thank
And I
you.
hope that you had a lot of fun.
I had a great time. I had a pleasure. And like I say, it's always a pleasure just having a chat with you and now sharing with your viewers, trying to give out some good information is always a good thing for the world.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. And thank you for watching. Tune in at about 6:10, 6 o'clock. I'm going to try drive down to that place and see what information I could get because I know so many people want to know what really happened there. Let me see what's going to happen when I get there, what people know. Also, I see someone, Miss Hussein, thank you very much. Thanks for watching the show. Good to have you on. Sita Sukraj, thank you very much. Nalini Naidu, thank you. My sister, Nalini, watching from Canada. Who else we got? And also, Mulchan, thank you very much. Pam, thank you very much. There's so many people watching the show that not we don't get to see who's watching. So to all of you, I say thank you very much and keep watching the show, the Ken Rampersaud Show on Island Zone Radio. Every week, I try to bring something that would help our life to live our best life. I'm so sorry, but this is not an entertainment show. Despite I try to bring some nice song for you guys to listen to. Okay. Until next week, do have a great week and take it easy. All right. Goodbye. All right, Charles. Thank you.
That's very good.